Around here, and it's played back up the right wing wall and out. Up ahead along the left side, Limoges touch there is a offside whistle here. And might have a few of those, especially early on, guys not accustomed to playing with each other, trying to get it going here tonight.
Yes, and the line of Alex Limoges and Matt Quercia and Jack Adams, all from 3 separate teams, and it was a good start by Dayton Rasmussen, the Tri-City Storm netminder, who said he was very excited for this game. He's off to a great start with his first save of the evening with the pad.
Just underway here in Sioux Falls. The puck goes off back behind the east net. Corson Green will send it back behind the goal. Caro there from Youngstown has it intercepted, and a quick turnaround shot on a save there. Let's take a look at a couple of those lines here.
Absolutely. Coming up for Team West, and they were just on the ice. Camille Satloka, Charlie Devorny, and Matt Quercia are paired together on a line. Devorny comes from Wisconsin, plays for the Fargo Force. Quercia, hometown guy with Sioux Falls. Camille Satloka, from the Madison Capitals and Ohio State commits.
Solo here for the Dubuque Fighting Saints. He's been playing some good hockey of late. He'll bring it ahead, charging for Team East as Webeck gets a shot there and a save by Rasmussen.
That man you're talking about, Zach Solo, 18-game point streak. Hashtag solo streak has been the craze. He's sort of been the story, everyone teasing him everywhere he goes about having the 18-game heater, they're calling it.
He was in the skills competition. If he caught it, he was trying to extend his streak, wondering if that counted there. But we'll have to go to the commissioner and president to find out if that could maybe be allowed to extend the streak, give him an extra game. I think he deserves it the way he's been playing. Puck through the neutral zone and all the way into the team. He's Sirota playing it back along the left wing wall, tangled up there as the East tries to knock it free out of their own zone. Alex Binner takes it, and then it goes back behind the net. Sirota up the right wing wall to Moyle, and Moyle play up the right wing wall, sends it all the way in. Chasing after it for West is Clayton Phillips. He backhands it off the right wing wall to Dick Swaney of the Waterloo Blackhawks, whose pass is intercepted again by Moyle of Team East, who backhands it and sends it all the way in. Just underway here, less than 2 minutes in. Great crowd on hand here, some still coming in Sioux Falls. Watch the USHL NHL Top Prospects game. Phillips here left side, back out to center. It's tipped there and knocked away by Team East. Rajas will play up the left side and now sends it all the way in. Back behind the net of Rasmussen. They look out on the right side. It's kept in and played along the right wing side. Ricky has it there in the corner, trying to knock free, and it's going to be played off the wall here by the West. They'll charge up the right wing wall through center and send it all the way down as it goes off back behind the goal. Looking there, back behind the East goal as West tries to get it. Isaac Johnson had it knocked away, and it's played off the wall, and the East is able to come away with it. Here's Marajas again up the left side. He'll bring it in. He's Bloomington Thunder and Providence recruit. Centers in front right through the crease there. Knocked away, but it's scooped up by Isaac Johnson of Des Moines. He tries to play it along the far wall, but that goes right back behind the net, and it's tangled up again along the near side. Now back behind the net for the East. McLaughlin trying to shrug off a defender. Knocks it into the corner. They go into the high slot off the stick of Green and knocked away by the West. And Team West will clear it and just send it all the way down.
You feel like Team East controlling a little bit early, and Walker Dorr right back on the ice for his second shift, Sioux Falls native.
The East controlling here, past Limoges intercepts, but offsides is Team West player. That was Bongiovanni already well into the zone, so an offside whistle.
They should have chemistry with Alex Limoges. The two play on Tri-City, not on the same line though. The line Bongiovanni's on, and Limoges is the top line centerman. Bongiovanni plays on the second or third line for the Storm.
What's been, sure you've had a chance to talk to him. Obviously, being in this game, I would imagine, would be fun for anyone, but it's a little extra special when you've got a few of your teammates coming with you.
Well, at the beginning, they were all hanging out together as if they were the only team sort of here. They're a quarter of the team almost.
Yeah, that sometimes happens. They are teenagers after all, so you gotta. They all warmed up, and it's fun to watch how these guys kind of all came together here over the last couple days. Even last night had a little meal gathering and a chance to watch some of the football game, and certainly they have kind of clicked here and they become friends. You're not usually friends on the ice with some of these opponents, but for one weekend at least you are. Played back along the far wall. It's Team West controlling here. 16:10 to go in the opening period. No score. Bongiovanni will bring it over the line here for Team West. He'll play it off back behind the net into the right wing corner for Nick Swaney. The UMD recruit sends it in off the end wall, back out to the left point. Anderson picks it up there. It's backhanded, batted around, and it's going to be played by the East. Mesner turned around, shot, and a goal into the upper left-hand corner of the net. Off the turnover there, back right into the high slot. and into the back of the net. There's our first goal of the game. Nick Swaney, who we talked about
13
earlier,
unassisted.
puts it into the back of the net. And a 1-0 lead for Team West, and that was quite the shot.
Yes, spinning from the circle. Alex Limoges helped set it up. He had the stick lift in the slot, and it allowed Swaney to turn around with the puck and rip it. You see on Fast Hockey, Limoges, the quick little lift, and then the Swaney rip.
Put it back into the goal, and a 1-0 lead, our first goal of the evening. Phillips back behind his own net for West. They'll play it up the right wing wall. Swaney knocks it down ahead they'll come. They'll bring it over the line. Bowers, another guy we've been talking about. Shane Bowers into the left wing corner, tied up there along the wall. Knocked free there by Binner. Team East. Force a habit. It's going to happen a couple times. East trying to clear it out of the zone. Tied up along the left wing wall here. 15-20 to go. Shots are 3-2 in favor of the East, and we talked about the East coming out playing strong early, but it's West that came out with the first goal there, and that's the game of hockey a lot of times.
Especially when they're still developing chemistry between each other, and you could see a random turnover, it seemed like, in that circumstance.
Off back behind the goal of East, and they'll play it ahead. Moyle off the left wing wall, plays it. Looking here under the hands of Leonard from Green Bay centers. It goes right in front of Rasmussen. It's scooped back up though by St. Ivany, and he'll play back out to center as Team West will bring it across. Johnson looks for some help on the right side as they were doing a line change there for Washi. They sent it in front, and the shot just goes wide of the net. Now back out, got Gonzalo playing it into the corner. Right wing wall, they'll work it around to the right point. Shot tipped and a goal! Right in front, Johnson, I believe, deflected that one in. Team West with 2 quick goals. And Sioux Falls fans a little biased with the Western Conference, giving a little more applause here. A 2-0 lead. 14:37 to go in the first period. And boy, it only took a couple minutes. They look like they got chemistry now.
Yes, and that was the Sioux Falls Stampede zone. Jack St. Ivany taking the shot from the point before the Johnson deflection in front, beating the netminder Zhukov.
So a 2-0 lead here. And the puck intercepted. West keep coming here on the right side. Here's Prince shot. That one knocked down. It goes wide of the goal. Washi has it behind the net. They center. Timmons knocks it down as it's kept in and sent back right in front. A backhand shot that goes wide. A little trouble for East down offensively as they try to knock it free. Prince, the Omaha Lancers, plays to the far wall, but it's backhanded, and finally East able to get a break, and they get it out there. Howdeshell will get it over the line. West comes back to play it. Hellickson from the Sioux City Musketeers off behind his own net. We're 6 minutes into the first period. It's a 2-0 lead for West here at the Top Prospects game in Sioux Falls. McLaughlin sends it all the way in into the far corner, and that's going to be picked up here by Team West and knocked down. Ferraro will play it up the middle of the ice, looking to his left side. Comes right in front of the penalty boxes now. Collision there, but gets it over. And right into the hands of Dvorny. He can't hold on. It'll come out of the zone. Dvorny gets it back in front of the East bench. Now gains the line. Dvorny, left side to Quercia. The Stampede player looks to the left side to Anderson. And it's bouncing around. They'll play it back to Quercia, and off back behind the goal. It'll be played by Team East. They chip it off, but not out. Kept in the line. It redeflected wide. High into the air, and Chase into the left wing wall again. Quercia trying to dig it out. Back out looking for Mikey Anderson. He swings back to Phillips to the right point. Phillips has it top of the circle, sends back behind the goal, and Dvorny will get it back to Quercia. Back along the near wall here, 7 minutes into the hockey game now. And Team West really coming out here firing as the puck played back out through center. It's Anderson. Over the line, he gains entry. He'll drop it back into the high slot. Shot by Phillips, deflected, and that one knocked down, and it's played back by the East off the wall, but again, not out. Limoges keeps it in. He's got it in the right circle, turns and shoots, and that one just goes wide. Now back to Anderson at the left point. Slides it down. Good control by Team West. Bongiovanni back behind the goals. They work it around here into the left wing side. Team West, Limoges back, got tied up there. It's knocked away. It's tipped between the circles, and Mesner will get it out here ahead for Team East. Sent ahead and all the way in. Off back behind the net it'll go. It's swung back here in the West zone as Team West will try and chip it off the wall, but kept in there by the East. They'll play it into the right wing corner. Solo sends it into the far wall. Left wing side goes back behind the net. They try to send it back to Solo, but it's intercepted and cleared out by Team West. Through center ice they come again, and it's flipped back over the line. Both teams will get some fresh legs here as Sirota will play to the far wall.
Good response by East in the last few minutes, especially Zhukov had a big save to sort of get himself back in the game, and that's important for the young goaltender. You can't really be judged on the first 5 minutes. He's going to get the first half of the game before the goaltenders will switch.
Leonard has the puck here for Team East, plays it along the left wing side. They'll strike ahead to Moyle, and it's picked back up there by the West, and they'll hold on. Back behind their own net, they'll transition out. Kasper Kotkonsalo up the middle of the ice, feeds it ahead and gets it onto the tape there. Bowers trying to play it to Swaney, and that one knocked back out. Out to Kotkonsalo here at the left point. They'll work with it. Shot there, deflected, save, rebound is loose. They try to jam it in, and Zhukov makes the save, and we gain a whistle. We'll take a timeout here. 11:18 to go in the first period. We're back in 60 seconds. It's 2-0 West. This is the Top Prospects game. Back here at the Premier Center, Jim Olander alongside David Fine. Matthew McGreevy will join us here shortly, our third member of the broadcast crew. Bowers back behind the net as it's played along the left wing wall here. And after Team East came out and charged early on, it's been Team West who's come back, and shots are 6-3 in favor of West here. And usually the first 10 minutes or so the most difficult of this game, just because everybody's trying to get their feet underneath them, get settled in, and get ready to go. But West has had a little trouble so far.
We saw that last year.
There's the turnover in front, nearly a shot there, but knocked away by the East.
And yeah, East came out flying last year. Ross Colton, who won Team East MVP, had 5 points in the game, and so many of them came so quickly in the contest.
Yeah, it can happen in a flash here, and for the young goaltenders, unfortunately, sometimes it can be tough, but he settled in. Zhukov settled in nicely here, and 10:20 to go in the first period. The West leading 2-0 as the puck comes back out to center for East, and here comes Walker Dewar. The Sioux Falls native takes it back behind the net into the left wing corner. It's shoved into the rail there. Still trying to get a pass off. It hits inside the left circle. They'll work it back out up top. Working it around to the high slot. Back out to the right point. There's a shot by Carroll that's blocked. Rebound bouncing between the circles, but it's scooped up there by the West, and they'll control. Washy back behind his own net, and he'll look to break out here to the left side for Fritz. Just off the mark. It'll be tipped. It'll go all the way down. Green will get there. Be no icing.
Yeah, Walker Dewar, who tried the shot on goal there. He's played so many different places in his career, even in his USHL career. Won a Clark Cup last year with the Tri-City Storm. He actually played for the Las Vegas Storm, which is a growing team in the Western States Hockey League, owned by the Tri-City Storm's owner. He's also played in Chicago, Sioux City. Now he's back home.
Fun day for him, but a fun week. Got a lot of media attention here, and just a good kid, great family. And actually the cousin of Zeb Knutson, who played here in Sioux Falls and is at Minnesota State Mankato, and that's where Walker will be headed as well. So a lot of family here in the Sioux Falls area. Played back out by Quercia, out to center here. Team East knocking it down, but West just knocks it in. They'll do a line change here. As just joining us here, just under 9 minutes to go. We're just at the halfway point, basically, of the first period, and Team West has scored 2 early ones here. Take a 2-0 lead. They're out shooting the East 6-4 in the early goings. Limoges in the right wing corner. Takes it, centers in front. Solo intercepts that, and the East will go the other way. Solo up the middle of the ice here. Brings it, waiting, looking for some help. 18-game point scoring streak, but he needs some help sometimes. He'll play it all the way into the left wing wall. Eyed up there in the corner by Josh Dunn of the Green Bay Gamblers. Now back behind the net. Leonard here, out to the right point, gets it there. Ricky's shot is knocked away, and it's picked out of there by the West, and they'll come back ahead with it up the right wing wall. Over the line into the right wing corner, taken off now back behind the net, centering the slot. St. Ivany shot, that just goes wide of the goal of St. Ivany. Nice little wrap shot there. It'll be played back along the left side. Limoges again looking for some help here in the corner. Tied up back behind the net as they try to knock it free. They play on. Losing a helmet there as the puck will come free, and the West will just wait here as they try to set up along the wall, keeping it in the zone. Now knocked down by Leonard, but a puck by Swaney's knocked free back to Limoges, looking for Swaney. Pass intercepted, and Moyle will get it out here for the East.
Jack Adams is the player that lost his helmet there, leading the league in goals, Fargo Force player, and he's really turned around his USHL career this year, got the commitment to Union as well.
Off back behind the East net, played here along the near side. Trying to knock it free. Out to center, and it's tipped. They try and bring it over the line, does East. It's just off the mark for Arac. It'll be played back again by the West, up the left wing wall, and shipped all the way down by Ferraro. Back behind the net, Solo knocks down for Green. Corson Green has it here for Green Bay, off the wall, and they clear it out of the zone once again. Back over here to Hellickson. Now working around up the left side, touched here. Played out through center, and now it's knocked down again by the West, and they just able to slide it through. Here comes Swaney, left circle. He's got quite the shot. It deflects up and out of play. Let's take a quick timeout. We come back. We're going to check in with Matthew McGreevy right out of the break. We're back at 60. This is the Top Prospects game.
Hey guys, well the mood down here on the bench right now, everyone wants to ramp it up physically. In fact, Dave Allison, the assistant coach for Team West, he's been all over the guys. He's saying throw the body, get after it, go north quick. And Jack Adams, the Fargo Force, he confirmed it to me too. He said it's a fast-paced physical game right now.
Hold on to the puck here, Solo. Plays it and sends it all the way down. St. Ivany off back behind the net, had it turned over. Quercia picks it up here through center. Now plays it along the left wing side for Kotkitsalo, and now it's played back in. Played back behind the goal, and it hits the back, and now it is on the net, so we'll get a whistle of 5:27 to go. And our Buffalo Wild Wings first period tonight being brought to you by our friends from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Just $2.99.
Your pre- and post-game destination for all Stampede fans.
But hurry, it's only here for a limited time. Subway, participating restaurants.
You know, Jim, so many people that thank that go into this wonderful game. One of them, College Hockey Inc., a big thanks to them. All the support and the promotion they provide junior hockey. Such a great resource to find out more information about college hockey. It really is the development path for the USHL. Recent Hobie Baker Award winners, Johnny Gaudreau, Jack Eichel, have headlined college hockey. Last year's North Dakota Championship roster dominated by USHL players. Big thanks to College Hockey Inc.
Yeah, very much so. Been a big part of the development here of all these players, and just seen the incredible growth of the college game too. The USHL and college hockey working so closely. As you know, you see so many college scouts coming to each and every game, watching these guys play, and there's tonight it's magnified, but there's pressure on these guys every night. Even guys that have college commitments, I think people feel like, well, they've already got their commitment, they don't have anything more to prove. Well, these schools still come check up on them. They're obviously checking in with the coaches or the players, but they also come to watch them from time to time, and certainly there's pressure each and every night to not just to get a win, but to develop their game more.
And not only that, but there's also some players not committed yet.
Yeah, we've got a handful of them here tonight, making this game even more important for them, as Moyle will play it up the right wing side. That's intercepted, and here's Swaney. Swaney into the high slot for the West. Turns, shoots, that just goes wide. Off back behind the goal, hammering there, trying to not get free. Off back behind the net as Moyle has it though for the East, and they'll play it ahead. Off the right wing wall and ahead with it. Outshot sends it all the way in. Outshot from Muskegon, committed to Ferris State. Plays back behind the net, and it's scooped back up by the West though, as they'll chip here up the right side. Now Sirota has it up the right side. The Rough Rider will drop it back. Gets it to Timmins. He goes around one defender. Still has it. Timmins shot. Harshly blocked past Rasmussen, who hasn't seen much work here so far in the first period. And it goes back behind the net. Rasmussen saw some work early and then hasn't seen a whole lot of activity since.
Well, with the shot 7-4, West sort of came on very, very quickly.
Phillips out the right side here. They'll play to center. With 3:40 just to go, this first period kind of flying by as the puck played here on the left wing wall. Fritz has it knocked down. It's tangled up along the left wing wall. Played back there by Walker Dewar here up the right side in front of the penalty box. Is it over the line? Goes around one defender, two defenders, moves in. Oh, it just rolled off his stick. And then is knocked down back behind the net for the West. And played by Clayton Phillips. The Fargo Force player plays it into the wall and now sends it with a hand into the right wing corner. Chasing after it there is the West Prince. He'll play it off the boards, but not out. Kept in by McManus. Goes into the right wing wall for McLaughlin. McLaughlin back over to McManus behind the net, and Clayton Phillips there now for the West. He'll backhand to center. Gets it to Prince, and he'll play up the middle of the ice. Waits, and now gets it over the line. Into the zone, and that one sent all the way in there by Devorny as he tries to pick it up behind the goal. Ricky will pick it up on the right side, and Solo has it again here. 2:47 to go. First period of action here, brought to you by our friends from Buffalo Wild Wings. Two locations here in Sioux Falls. As Scott Gonzalo tries to knock it free. Another helmet goes flying. This time it's Solos, and he has to go to the bench to get another.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of hitting in the game, and rightfully so. The players enforcing their physical will, and it's not just this is not an all-star game, a top prospects game. You have to remind yourself of that sometimes, that these players have a physical edge, and there was a fight in last year's game even.
Yeah, they always say whatever your strength is, that's what you want to play tonight. So if you're a big physical guy and your job's to knock some bodies around, that's what they want to see tonight, because they want to see what kind of player you are. And that's what you're right, separates this from being an all-star game. There's all-star game, nobody touches anyone. No one wants to injure anyone here tonight, obviously, but they're going to play a physical game and a tough game of hockey.
And it's great to see even a lot of former teammates from different youth teams are going against each other. These guys grow up knowing each other so much now. And then maybe they give a good old check to their former friend, or their friend, and at the moment the former friend, when they're on the ice.
Out to the right point here through traffic tip there, and that one just goes wide of Zhukov. Goes back into the corner here as Team West controls. Gets it back into the high slot. Turn shot there. Knocked down. Limoges comes diving in, but it's knocked away. And it goes back behind the net for East and played by Green along the wall. Not out. Hellickson keeps it in from the Musketeers. They play back in front. Bouncing puck for Adams. That rolled off his stick. And now played back to Moyle and out to center. On Giovanni trying to center to Limoges. A couple times where the puck just slipping off the sticks here, but they get it back, and Adams, Jack Adams in the left wing corner. Ties it up along the wall. He's pinned there with Corson Green. Adams gets it back, beats it in the slot. They'll drop it back into the high slot, firing, and that's a backhander that's knocked away as Bongiovanni getting that one off. Tangled back up into the right wing corner. More pressure being applied here by the West as Giovanni tried to get a shot there. It's tipped by the East, and they're able to clear it out of the zone.
Love the defensive partners on the ice for West. Matt Hellickson was the #1 overall pick in the Phase 2 draft. Brings an offensive edge, 4 goals this year, just like Mario Ferraro, his partner on Des Moines, who's very offensive, but he's a strong two-way player also.
Just under a minute to go here in the opening period. Try to play it along the far wall. Does East. USHL. East would love to get something going here, get a goal right before the intermission as the puck's flipped high into the air. Glove down, and it's played back to center. East holding on to it. Arack has it taken away, and it's picked back up by the West, and here they come. Bowers drops it back into the right circle. Here's a shot back behind the net, hits the back of the goal. And now a collision there, a little hit from behind. Players down, but it's picked back up. And there's Team East coming away with it. Up the right wing wall. Knocked down there by Goeser and sent all the way back in. Just 17 seconds to go.
Nick Swaney was the one helping to engineer that rush. He already has scored earlier.
Here's McManus, has it for Team East to the right side. Shot travels wide. McManus gets it back. 7 seconds to go. Trying to get one here. Gets it to Bricky. Shot through traffic. Tipped in wide of Rasmussen. And this period will come to a close here. An energetic first period of play here on the ice between Team East and Team West. Your impressions, David, here through the first 20 minutes?
I think definitely that West scoring those 2 early goals important for them, especially because East came on late in the period with a couple shots on net. And with that being said, with the goals being scored, it's players that are very much on NHL draft radars. Nick Swaney continues to play himself into conversations even though he's been draft eligible. This will be his 3rd year coming up. And not only that, but the second goal from Isaac Johnson, who's still looking for that collegiate commitment, and he had a wonderful deflection goal from Sioux Falls' St. Ivany.
All right, we're going to have an interview here with Matthew McGreevy and a player here in just a moment. 2-0 West leading after 1 here, the Buffalo Wild Wings first period. Let's go downstairs. Let's see who Matthew McGreevy has right down outside the West locker room.
McGreevy for a player interview from the Team West bench. Matthew.
All right, we're joined right now by forward for the Waterloo Blackhawks, tonight playing for Team West, Nick Swaney. Nick, Team West up 1-0 after 1. What do you think of the pace of the play?
Well, I think it's really high pace. I mean, all the best guys are out here right now and all competing hard, so it was a good first period.
Caught you at the end of the shift there. Sorry about that. But you do pick up a goal in that first period. Can you walk me through it?
Yeah, I got out there on a change, and Limo was working low. He caused a turnover. I picked the puck up and just put it in the back of the net.
Playing with a lot of guys you normally play against, what's the communication like on the bench?
Oh, yeah, it's different, obviously, playing with these guys, but I think that's the major key, is communication. I think we did a good job in the first period.
20 done, 40 to go. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
As forward for the Waterloo Blackhawks, Nick Swaney. Team West up 1 after 1.
All right, big thanks to our friend Matthew McGreevy downstairs, and a 2-0 lead here for Team West. We'll take a timeout. We've got more intermission reports coming up. In just a moment, we'll send it back inside the Splash City Game Night Studios. Dan Lund have a weather forecast update for us. Check some scores. We'll also recap what's going on here in the first period, and also planning to have Matthew McGreevy with a special guest, hoping to get Pat LaFontaine here in between periods. If we can do that, we'll get that for you here during our intermission report as well. But we're underway here. Period number 1 in the books. We've got 2 to go, but it's Team West 2, Team East 0. And now let's head back inside the Splash City Game Night Studios. Dan, fans from out of town were greeted with some bitterly cold weather and a little snow today. Can you prescribe some warmer weather for maybe their departure?
Well, it depends upon when they're leaving.
You got more reason to stick in Sioux Falls for a few more days.
Well, I'm thinking maybe a few more months. By March or April, we should be good, Jim. All right, I'll take it here for about 10 minutes if that works for you. And
we'll check back in with Dan. We'll let you know when we got our guys.
All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Thank you.
On the fly here tonight, you're listening to Kello News Talk 1320 107.9 FM and online at kello.com. Forecast calling for some cold temps again entering the picture. We could see lows. Well, why don't we go ahead and give the forecast? Here we go. Tonight, not so bad. About 5 above. Tomorrow, not so bad. About 9. And then it gets not so nasty here for us, but parts of north central South Dakota and south central North Dakota by Friday morning could see lows reaching 30 below zero. Friday is not going to be that pleasant either. Single digits. We'll see some sun. Of course, the sun always shows up when it's cold, right?
We'll see you guys
and then
soon.
Saturday rebounding into the 20s.
At Eastway Bowl
possibly upper
Supernova
20s
Show,
by
the best
Sunday.
laser light.
And they're promising. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, they're promising some decent weather, what they're terming a January thaw next week. Of course, if it thaws out, what's going to melt? Well, maybe the thin layer of ice that's capped on my driveway right now. That's about it. In town at the moment, not bad. Not good, but not bad. 10 above. Feels like temperature of 8. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You're listening to the Top Prospects game. I have to teach myself to say that every time. I want to say you're listening to Stampede Hockey. You're listening to some Stampede players. Top Prospects game right here. Proud to broadcast it. Proud to be a part of it on Kello News Talk 1320, 107.9.
Here's some good policy from your local independent agent and Auto Owners Insurance.
Clear.
When you insure your home and car with us, you receive a multi-policy discount. And when you add Auto Owners Life Insurance, you get a special discount on your home and car insurance. Auto Owners Insurance will save you money on all of the insurance you already have. Now that's good policy. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
Visit McKinney Olson Insurance in Sioux Falls at McKinneyOlson.com.
Buffalo Wild Wings is proud to announce our new half-price Wing Tuesdays. Now, instead of getting a discount on individual wings, you get any size of traditional wings at half the price. Order a small, it's half the price. 2 larges, half the price. Try all 21 sauces and seasonings for half of what it would cost you any other day of the week. We could call it twice as good Wing Tuesdays, but we don't. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Valid for a limited time. Prices and participations vary. Restrictions apply. See participating locations for details. Void where prohibited.
Why trust the parts pros at Advance Auto? Because if there's one thing they know, it's parts.
Let's call Advance Auto Parts and Batteries. This is Marquis speaking.
Hi, Marquis. I need to change my oil, and I want the best.
Okay. I've got Benzoyl Platinum full synthetic.
And how much is that?
$27.99.
And that's good stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Protecting your engine from heat and sludge.
You really know your stuff. What's a good time of night to view Neptune?
Advance Auto Parts. We know everything about auto parts. Now get 5 quarts of Benzoyl Platinum full synthetic for just $27.99. While supplies last. See store for detail.
Busted handlebars, a cracked pipe, a dented gas tank. Most motorcycle insurance covers the parts of your bike, but only Allstate offers the Rider Protection Package. It's coverage for your bike's most important part, you. Nobody protects riders better than Allstate. Are you in good hands?
Now when you switch your motorcycle insurance to Allstate, you can save 50% or more. In Sioux Falls, call Allstate agent Manny Bassi today. Subject to terms, conditions, availability, and coverage selected.
When the lights go down, the fun goes up for Supernova Bowling Friday and Saturday nights at Eastway Bowl. There's not a better deal in town this weekend than Supernova Bowling at Eastway Bowl. 9:30 to midnight. Friday night, get the gals together for half-price ladies' night. Saturday, grab your crew for Supernova Bowling. A whole night of bowling for just $14. The lanes light up under blacklight, and it's all your favorite music all night for a great deal. Friday and Saturday nights, Supernova Bowling at Eastway Bowl.
Fun is on the way at Eastway Center, Sioux Falls.
Kello News Talk 1320, 107.9. Dan Lund here inside the Splash City Game Night Studios. Jim Olander, Dave Fine out at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. The Top Prospects game going on at the moment. We're in the first intermission. In case you've missed the action, we had two goals from the West team within a matter of, I would say, about I think it was about 2.5 minutes between the two goals. So the West leads the East 2-0. That's the only game going on, of course, tonight. We can find some decent scores in the National Hockey League. Something to talk about here, I guess, right? Being brought to you by Lewis Drug, the out-of-town scoreboard. Need something, want something, desire something, gotta have it. Lewis Drug is your solution. Sabres defending home turf, home ice tonight. Leading the Flyers 3-0. That with 16:46 left to go in the contest. Predators on top of the Canucks 1-0 with 19:25 left to go in the second period. That is being played down in Nashville, Tennessee. Jimmy's Blues at the end of the first period, they're scoreless. Boston, 3-goal advantage, 3-0. Boston leading that game. My former team, the Stars, taking on the Ducks later on in Anaheim. Hurricanes and Blue Jackets in the very beginning seconds of the third period. Tied at 3 apiece. Chicago defeating Detroit 2-0. That with 7:05 left to go in the first period. And Oilers and Sharks are slated for a 8 o'clock. No, it is 8 o'clock. They're supposed to be playing right now. Maybe it's 8:05. Maybe it's like, when we're away from the Denny Sanford Premier Center, we find ourselves in other locales, and I'll be very careful because there's probably people listening from those locales. But there's a few locations where they generally start 10 or 15 minutes late. Maybe that's the case here as well. We will take a short break. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You're listening to Stampede Hockey on Kello News Talk 1320. Well, look at there. I just goofed up again. You're listening to the Top Prospects game. There, that's better. On Kello News Talk 1320, 107.9.
Watching the Stampede.
Hey, Dan, we'll take it out of this break.
Copy. You want just a minute 27, or you want one
Yeah,
more?
just do that for now because we're going to try and get an interview in, I think, and then we'll just take a break after it.
Okay. I'll just let you have it after the short liner.
Okay.
And that works for me. Thank you, because I didn't know what I was going to do next.
How much is left in this? Can you just send it to me after this one here?
One
straight out of it?
Yeah. Yep, 1 minute.
For more info. When you run a business that entails hard work, you can strengthen your team with proven workhorses. Super Duty Ford trucks from Boyer Trucks in Sioux Falls. Ford is the strongest diesel in the market and the #1 selling truck.
Falls has done a tremendous job. I know the scouts are going to watch for players in all situations, but a game like this, when you have the best players,
Hire your Super Duty truck at Boyer Trucks.
see how they react, see how they are in certain situations, but to elevate, see the players that want to really elevate their game. But what a great experience. Congratulations to all the players, and what a great venue.
You had a chance to speak earlier today. You gave to them.
Well, we all talked about having fun, being in the moment, and congratulate them for getting this far. It's not an easy task. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lifelong.
I apologize.
And to know that there's going to be ups and downs, but this is an opportunity to see
On in 6, 5,
just go out and do
4,
what you do best.
3,
play, have
2,
fun,
1.
show off your talents and your skills, and kind of seize that moment. And at the end of the day, use this as a stepping stone, a great experience.
Pat, thanks so much. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Matt. Great to be here.
That's Pat LaFontaine joining us. Team West up 2-0.
Got the end there, unfortunately, for the radio broadcast there, but Pat LaFontaine talking about the opportunity there for these players, and pretty cool to have an NHL Hall of Famer, and anyone who's followed hockey knows Pat LaFontaine had a pretty exciting career and many, many awards.
Yes, and he mentioned, talking to the players earlier, the opportunity. I think it was very powerful.
Well, let's see if we can go back in and we'll listen in.
I mean, preparation is key, nutrition's key, fitness is key, mental kind of focus is key. I think when you get to this level, when you get to the level of a game like this and players that have worked for this, I think the mental approach is paramount. I think you have to kind of go in and if you put too much pressure, if you think too much, your legs tighten up. If you just go out and try to really be in that moment and understand that this is an opportunity. I think players play at their best when they're kind of at their most intense emotionally, but most relaxed physically. And so it's that combination of being in the zone. And I think the mental aspect is probably the most important, because a lot of times the hype and the excitement and the 180 scouts watching you from the National Hockey League, sometimes that has a tendency to internalize that, and it tightens you up physically. So the most important thing is to really try to relax, treat it as another game, and really go out and understand that this is an opportunity to just go play. Do what you love to do, and give it your best shot.
Last one on this end. Through the first period, were there any guys that stood out to you, or anything about the first period at all that stood out to you?
Well, I thought it was a good quality hockey. Obviously, the West is up 2-0. It's still early, but you could see there was a little tentativeness. But at the same instant, there were some guys that are seizing the moment. So I think we're in for some more scoring and a good second, third period.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Pat LaFontaine joining us, 2-0 West.
All right, thank you very much, Matthew McGreevy. A 2-0 score here. That was Pat LaFontaine. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll recap the first, get you ready for period number 2. We're back in just a couple here on Cal News Talk 1320, 107.9, and Hockey TV.
Need stand. Stand your
All right. Back here at the Premier Center, Jim Olander with you alongside David Fine of the Tri-City Storm, and Matthew McGreevy has been ice level and the club level. It's been all over the place here tonight. Getting ready here. Quick recap there, David, of period number 1 scoring.
Yes, 4:06 of the first. Nick Swaney unassisted, ripping one from the left circle, made it 1-0. The West in front of the East. And then just a minute and 17 seconds later, Jimmy O, Isaac Johnson, assisted by Jack St. Ivany and Greg Prince of the Omaha Lancers. Johnson from Des Moines, and it was 2-0 West, and things held that way.
I'd expect a little jump from Team East here to start period number 2.
Definitely. Dan Muse, the head coach of Team East from the Chicago Steel, definitely looking for more.
Get ready here and underway. Period number 2. Again, Team East wearing their white jerseys tonight. Team West is in the black jerseys. And shots on goal that first period, 9-5 in favor of Team West. The puck played back into the East zone. Now they've switched side. Rajas up the left wing wall, gets it there to McManus, who tips it ahead through center. And it's played back over the line here by Team East. McLaughlin sends it into the corner. Stopped there by the West, and Quercia has it. The Stampede forward, plays it back behind the net. Into the hands there of Ferraro, and tries to go up the right wing wall, but it's tied up by McManus, and now scooped back up by the West here as Dvorny looks to the far side. They'll go back here cross ice. It'll pass off the mark, but just enough to get it back out to center. East looks to bring it back over. Mesner has it, tried to make a little move there, but he's stuffed, and it's set back out.
Mesner was the player that had arguably the best goal in the skills competition on the breakaway challenge with the spinorama.
Here's a shot from the left point that's knocked down. That was Michael Carroll getting the shot. Another shot just goes wide, and there's a little jump here from Team East early on coming out, and these guys obviously want to show a little something to prove, and it's kind of what we saw, as you mentioned, last year too. It kind of started that way, went back and forth in the second period.
Yes, and East had that boost near the end of the first period after West scored the couple quick and early goals, so this is just a continuation of that.
Arrows sends it all the way in to the left there of the goaltender Rasmussen. Both goaltenders here, Rasmussen and Zhukov, will probably play here to the 10-minute mark, and then they will be relieved. Here's a shot and a glove save by Rasmussen as Carroll's shot stopped again. Rasmussen with a nice glove stop there. And Team West regains possession. St. Ivany to center, intercepted by Mesner. They'll try and bring it back, cross over the line. Into the left wing corner they go. There's a shot and a save made there by Rasmussen, who didn't see a whole lot of work and quickly seeing a lot more here early on.
Faced 5 shots in the first 20 minutes. Now he's faced 3 in the first 2. And Zach Solo had the drop pass to the slot there. Solo riding that 18-game point streak, coming in 3 off from being tying the most in the Tier 1 history of the league. He needs 21 to tie the record. Unbelievable.
Face-off try here. Solo wins it. He'll play it along the left wing side, trying to get it back out to the point. Back into the corner, they'll play it back in front for Solo, and that's knocked down. And the way Solo's been playing, any player in this line would just like to get him the puck. You got a good chance you're going to get a point.
I think the East players were jealous if they weren't playing on a line with Solo, the way he's been going. He was joking that, if I get a point tonight, then it's really a 19-game point streak. But if I don't, then I still have an 18.
Just coming across Boyle there, coming across offside. We talk a lot about a lot of these players here, but obviously you look at the coaching staff here, and again, the coaches are decided by the Christmas break by who has the best record, and Jay Verde will start there with Sioux City Musketeers, and you talk about a development league and how things can change quickly. Worst record in the league last year, really struggled down the stretch. They had a point where I think they lost 10 or 11 straight games. This year, right out of the chute, they've been consistently good and top of the Western Conference and one of the top teams in the league.
Yes, and remember the year before that, even they were first.
The puck played back behind the net there as the East trying to rattle another shot off here to the right of Rasmussen.
And Varaday coaching the World Junior A Challenge U.S. Select team, winning a gold medal, second time in his career he's done that, and he spoke at length about how he walked into the Team West locker room and there were a bunch of his former players he had just coached up in Bonnyville to win the gold medal.
There's a turnaround shot, and that one knocked away. And, of course, Sioux City, a big rival of Sioux Falls. So he was saying he gets to sit in the coach's throne. Scott Owens, head coach of the Stampede, in his office, and said that it was a little awkward at first going into the coach's room, going into the other locker room, and not just being in the home locker room, but being in the coach's office. McManus into the high slot. Wrist shot here is blocked. Nicely done there by the West. That's blocked by Hellickson. One of the better defensemen in the USHL. Played to the right wing side here, and they'll work it around.
And captain of that U.S. Junior Select team and coached by Jay Varaday on Sioux City.
Puck played here through center. Turnover, and a shot there by McLaughlin is stopped by Rasmussen. On the other side, you got Dan Muse, head coach. We'll talk about the assistants too, but the head coach of the Chicago Steel. And as you mentioned, I thought it was funny before, he was kind of nervous giving us the lineup earlier because he said to us, I don't want to be playing any favorites. I don't want people thinking I'm just playing Chicago kids. That shows what kind of coach he is. That certainly he wants everybody to have a great experience.
He comes across as a very caring guy, a very gentle guy, but that might be away from the action.
Here's a shot that's knocked away into the corner. West will play it off the wall. It's kept in along the East boards there and played back out to the right point. East here putting some good pressure on. Hellickson back behind his own net for the West. Turned over there, though. Dunn turns it in front, comes back out to the high slot. Bricky shot through traffic, deflects a couple times. Rasmussen got a piece of it to knock it away.
Even further on Muse there, Jim, he ran the Chicago Marathon earlier. I mean, that's quite a long way. He's obviously he's running every day.
And here I am bragging to people about my 20,000 steps yesterday and how my feet hurt, and yet he's probably got a little more athletic ability than I do. Shot goes wide of the net there into the west zone. Devani plays it around the far wall. 15:20 to go, second period, 2-0 West lead. Mesner plays here for the East up the left wing wall. They bring it across the line here. Shot and a save made by Rasmussen. Timeout here on the ice. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. 2-0 West. This is the Top Prospects game on Kello and Hockey TV. Back here at the Top Prospects game in Sioux Falls of the Premier Center. A 2-0 lead for West. Here's Jack Adams for West. Leading scorer in the USHL, playing for the Fargo Force. He kicks it along the right wing wall, trying to not get free there. As Lemo sends it to the high slot, and that shot just goes wide. Been a while since Team West's been here in the offensive zone. Kick save there, rebound shot, and that one knocked away. Moving in, another shot and a save there as it's Jack Adams nearly putting it home. A couple of big saves there by Zhukov. And now back here to the west, out to the right point for St. Ivy. Shot high and wide of the goal. Into the left wing corner. Giovanni has a little trouble with it. The puck will come free and out of the zone in front of the west bench and rolls all the way back here to the west zone.
Boy, Maksim Zhukov with the unbelievable stretching saves amidst some of the traffic and the bodies.
Here's a shot. Rasmussen making another save. And after those couple goals, he's really settled in here between the pipes. Both goaltenders playing well and making it difficult. McManus, left wing wall, tries to stop here and sends it off the wall. And it'll come to Adams, who will bring it out here for Team West. Up to center to Limoges. Limoges left side, centering, rolling puck, and that'll be covered. And the whistle blows with 14 minutes to go here in the second period. Of course, we're talking about the head coaches, some pretty successful assistant coaches in this game as well.
Jason Lammers in particular just led the Dubuque Fighting Saints to the Clark Cup final last year. He's for Team East, and in addition to that, you have Brad Patterson with the Youngstown Phantoms. Also, on the other side, we already talked about Dave Allison, the Des Moines Buccaneers, in great position in the Western Conference, and Brian Kaufman of the Omaha Lancers.
Shot by Phillips rattles off the goalpost. He wants it back here. It's played off the wall, or played off in front and off a stick and out of the zone. Back into the west zone. They'll regroup. Phillips with it, backpedaling here. Takes it behind his own net of Rasmussen. Looks to the left side. Now up the right wing wall, pass just off the mark there, looking for Swaney. Comes back over the line, and now McLaughlin has it here through center. Up the right wing wall and sends it in. Phillips trying to knock it down. McManus there for Team East, stretching for it. The puck knocked down. It'll come back to McLaughlin. Now back to Moyle in the left circle. His pass batted away, and it's sent back out of the zone. Moyle knocks it down for Team East here. Goes back off Swaney's stick and back behind the East goaltender there. Zhukov looking on, and now off the wall and not out. Kept in by the West there, Prince. He tries to send it along the left wing wall with Swaney. Collision in the corner. Swaney has it. He looks for help now. Turns. Tries to shoot it. Deflects off a stick high and into the air. Off the right wing wall here off the glass and knocked back down by Prince. Leonard coming over here for the East. Trying to chip it off the wall. Kept in by Ferraro. Ferraro coming back behind the net, centers. That one is knocked down. It'll be played back along the near wall and into the hands here of the West. Washi trying to spin back behind. It's the side of the goal. Now we will head downstairs here. Let's catch up with Matthew McGreevy down on the bench, see what's going on.
Seat upgrade for tonight's game. Hey, look out here on the board.
We'll send it here. Just hold on 1 second. We'll get it out to McGreevy. That's
Charlie's laughing.
That's bad control here. We had to fire our operator of the controls here, so we'll listen. We'll grab McGreevy here in a moment.
Hey guys, right down here. Well, Alexis Spinner was standing next to me just a moment ago. He calls over the linesman, Kyle Riccitelli, and he says, if I give you a water, will you give me a call? Well, Jonathan Satarski, the referee's right behind, and he says, hey, we're trying to stay out of this one. It's not about us. Guys?
Well, A for effort on that one, at least on the attempt. Here comes the West again. His center attempt, Minster knocks out. It comes back high into the air, and son of Zhukov shot, and it rolls free, and a goal for West again. As it rolled to Paul Washy, the Tri-City Storm forward puts it in off the rebound, and it's 3-0 West.
A gritty player committed to Western Michigan. Washy finding one at the slot. Zhukov was a little bit stunned with all the bodies in front. You can lose sight of that puck a little bit easily. Washy's the type of player that makes his name in front of the cage, and that's a little bit of a dirty area goal.
And just stayed with the puck there, held on to it, and Washy able to tuck it in. And West takes advantage. Haven't had a lot of opportunities here in period 2, but they get one there. And it's a West goal.
Goal scored by number 14, Paul Washy. The assist to number 18, Mario Ferraro. And number 19, Matt Quercia. Washy from Ferraro and Quercia at 7:50 of the second period.
So 11:45 to go. A 3-0 lead, and now East maybe a little more pressure here to get something going. The next goal going to be a big one in this one. Arak trying to knock it free. Caught Gonzalo back there. He gets it to St. Ivan. He goes off his skate, but squirts free here for the West, and they'll get it out. Sedlocha plays it ahead all the way in. Quercia will beat out of the icing call here. Takes it back behind the net. It's the side of the goal. And scoop back up along the right wing wall here. Dvorny has it along the boards here. The Fargo force forward trying to play it into the corner. It's knocked down. It'll be played by the East, and Outshot plays it to center and gets it out of there. Approaching the halfway point of this hockey game here. And so far on the scoreboard, it's been all Team West. East has played better here in the second, but West with the 3-0 advantage here. And the puck played back here through center, knocked down and cleared out of the zone.
Especially with the potential goaltender change looming in the next minute here. Could be a change of momentum perhaps, but certainly West has dominated the play with finishing their chances, but otherwise it feels like it's been a pretty even game, which even plays into the scouts a little bit. They're looking at the full game. It's not necessarily the team winning on the scoreboard to a certain extent.
Yeah, the scoreboard's kind of more for pride and some bragging rights on the ice maybe later, but you're right. The scouts are a little more concerned about the individual play and what they like and what they see here. And a lot of times the fun thing about these games is certainly they might be focused on one guy, but somebody else might kind of spark an interest like we've seen in years past. And obviously when your team plays well together, more guys get noticed. Here's Goodsir with a shot high and wide of the goal. Comes to the far side. Hellickson keeping it in for the West. Back behind the East net. Sorota there for the East, and he flips it out to center. Moyle will glove it down right in front of the penalty boxes in front of us, and now Leonard has it. Leonard, nice little move, cuts in, left circle, forehand, rolls off, rebound, backhanded, and it's knocked away as Rasmussen got his right pad on that one to knock it away. Ferraro trying to clear. It's kept in the zone here to the high slot, knocked down, and the West will get it off the wall, and here's a break opportunity. Zhukov comes way out to play it. A shot. He's able to get back and knock it out of the zone, out of the air, and into the right wing corner. A couple opportunities there, and Zhukov knowing, hey, I'm only going to be in here for a few more seconds. I'm not going to let you come in on a breakaway.
Certainly. And even for Zhukov, having given up the 3 goals, especially with these young goaltenders, you look for those shining moments, and he has certainly had them, certainly on the other side as well with Rasmussen, despite the respective scores.
Left side here, picked up by the West again, Bowers. Left wing wall, 9 minutes to go here, so we're halfway through this hockey game. 3-0 score in the East. Oh, looking for a bounce there. Bounce just away from him, though. Prince gets it back for the West. East knocking it down, and it's going to be played off the wall, but not out. Kept in the zone. Prince again, cutting towards the net between the circles. Got it on the forehand. Takes behind the net. Looks to wrap now. Looking for Johnson. Off his stick, though, and it comes free for the East, and Mesner has a chance here up the left wing wall. They'll just backhand it in. Offensive zone pressure now as it's played back along the wall. Johnson plays it up the right side. Cross ice pass here, and it's played back here up the left wing boards. Wrist shot, and a save is made with 8:27 to go. in the second period. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. We're back in 60 seconds. 3-0 Team West. This is the Top Prospects game. Back here at the Premier Center, Jim Olander with you. David Fine alongside me and Matthew McGreevy in between the benches. Toughing it out with no equipment on down there. I hope he signed the waiver, by the way. Outshot will send it up the left wing wall and sends it all the way down. We got a couple goaltending changes here, Mr. Fine.
Keith Petruzelli stepping in for East and Cayden Primeau for West. Petruzelli from the Muskegon Lumberjacks making his first save very quickly in the action.
Petruzelli looking on as the puck back behind him, and this is always exciting for the goaltenders to come in, but also a little difficult. You didn't get to start, you had to sit for half the game, and now you kind of just got to be ready to go here and really have to stay mentally focused on the bench in a situation like this, because in a normal game, obviously you're not expected to come in unless something's not going too well.
Dayton Rasmussen, the goaltender that started for West, mentioned off the bat that he was a little nervous.
Shot there goes high and wide of the net in the left wing corner.
The reason being he wasn't sure when he was going to play. And then they decided earlier today, so it put him a little bit at ease. Same thing for Cayden Primeau on West. Those guys won the gold medal at the World Junior A Championship, and they developed quite a little chemistry between the two. Good friendship.
Well, it's certainly, too, as you know, hockey players can be superstitious. Goaltenders are usually very superstitious. They have a very big routine that they like to do. They have a keen routine each and every game, so it's a little different when you're not starting.
Even Rasmussen was mentioning his routine is eating something not too far before puck drop, something light, and he was mentioning that different wink, different places. Do I have this? Do I have that? And that just so goes into how serious these young players take it and how the professional and like environment that is really created. Same thing with Cayden Primeau, whose father, Keith, used to play in the NHL. He's here watching his son play.
Puck played through center here, and it's Limoges over the line. Into the high slot, trying to center, rolling puck shot, and Petruzelli makes the left pad save there and tucks it in. And of course, not only are the players superstitious, but the coaches usually are too. I think we've all been on those teams where we eat somewhere and you lose and you don't go back there.
Right. It goes into their routines, thrown off just a little bit as well.
All right, the Team West leading 3-0 here over Team East. Face-off in the East zone. And we're going to go downstairs here once again. Let's check in with Matthew McGreevy.
Hey guys, well, kind of what I'm picking up on right now, and actually a few of the players have said the same thing. It's not too loud out there right now. It's kind of quiet, not a whole lot of communication. It has a little bit of a different feel than last year's game for whatever reason, but even the referees are confirming it. There's not much chatter. Maybe it'll pick up.
Puck goes wide of the net there, and thanks to Mr. McGreevy there for checking in with us. That's interesting, as obviously communication is key. We're going to have a rare penalty here. A hooking call coming up, and even in an exhibition game, players aren't pleased with the call, as Adam Goodser heads to the penalty box, and he did not agree with that one.
Not at all. He's one of Tri-City's leading penalty minute getters, but he got the stick hooked around, and heck, an offensive zone penalty could give East a little bit of momentum on the other side in the offensive zone. Trigger their offense looking to get back within a 2-goal margin.
Well, these are always interesting because you don't you don't typically practice a power play for a game like this. They don't have a whole lot of practice time, but so you're going to see some line combos here, just going out there and giving it their best.
This is like calling zone defense and pickup basketball, Jim.
Puck played here to the left wing corner. It's picked up by Caro. He'll try and turn it center. Shot there, hit the side of the net, goes off back behind the goal, and Primeau there holds it. Still no whistle, and finally we get one there. And there's a whistle. 5:36 to go in the second. Power play time, minute 38.
Good setting up at the side of the net in particular. Primeau staying with the play. And it's unconventional when you have to use the blocker hand to cover it. And then the sticks come in. There's not as much padding. It can create a world of trouble. Primeau, a very highly touted netminder, committed to Northeastern from the Lincoln Stars. And he was one of the main forces for the World Junior A Challenge team.
Webeck centering in front for the East. They'll work it back around. They're on the power play. Green to the right side, shot through traffic. Webeck providing a screen, but the save is made there by Primeau again.
He's such a big force in net. He comes from just outside of the Philadelphia area, actually because of his uncle, or rather his father, Keith. He grew up right across the Delaware River and where the Flyers practice facility is, and got to watch his father numerous times growing up, as well as Uncle Wayne, who also played with the Flyers for a time. Seems like those Lincoln Stars, Jim, have a lot of NHL connections if you followed around the league. It's like everyone on the team.
It's in the bloodline, and usually it works out pretty well. Puck played up the right wing wall here for the East. They're still on the power play for another minute 10. It's our first power play for either team here tonight. Puck will be played all the way back into the East zone. Sirota will pick it up, and they'll just regroup here back behind their own goal. Shots are 18-15. If you're just joining us, West scored 2 goals in the first period. Added one here in the second, leading 3-0. Played back along the wall. Alexson behind his own net. Has it turned over. Primeau looks back behind his own net. Now it's centered. It's off the skate. They're off the stick there. Sirota just jumped at the last second. Comes out. That'll allow West to do a quick change. He's trying to catch him on the change, and they bring it back across over the line. McLaughlin had it knocked away, and that one is cleared out of the zone as well. Now played up the left wing side. Binner trying to get to it. Walker Dewar out there. Chicago Steel. Forward, of course, Sioux Falls native back home here. So puck is tied up. Howard's trying to not get free along the right wing wall. That pass is knocked away, and it's picked back up along the left wing boards. It's sent in by West. And a whistle, a little extra pushing and shoving after the whistle there. As Bricky getting involved there with Quercia. And we talked about it last year. There was even a fight. This is, again, showing you it's not a typical exhibition game. Guys get a little heated there after the whistle.
Standing up almost for themselves, for their teammates. Adam Goodsir already sitting in the penalty box, gives a little tap to Quercia.
2 minutes each roughing.
We have a roughing call there. Coincidentals and a little extra curriculars there, but of course, just standing up for each other. Anytime you come close to the goaltender, it tends to get a little testy between the teams.
Right, and it's something that you, as you mentioned, you don't necessarily expect to see, but this will give just a few more seconds of the 5-on-4 edge, and then it'll be back to the 5-on-5 because of the coincidentals.
Down to just final seconds here. East will not convert, and it's still a 3-0 game here. Played back here along the left right wing wall in front of the East bench. He'll battle for it. Trying to force it literally right at the line. They say play on it. Finally squirts free here between a couple of skates, and it's forced over the line, but it's Weskin controlling. St. Ivy, a little trouble though, turns it over. Leonard shot high and wide there as the puck rolled away from St. Ivy and then went to Leonard. Well, the West able to get it out, and they'll come ahead. And now offside is the call. The whistle with 3:31 here in the second period.
A note, Jim, a scoring change from the first period. Paul Washy actually deflected in the second goal instead of Isaac Johnson. So Washy has consecutive goals, a 2-goal night, and he's leading all scorers with 2 goals. Also, a big thank you to USA Hockey for the promotion of the Top Prospects games and all the media assisted events like the World Junior A Challenge, World Junior A Championship. We mentioned Team USA winning gold medals at both events. And the World Junior A Challenge roster made up entirely of USHL athletes.
Puck rolling here. Petruzelli knocks it away to the corner. Swaney there for Team West, gets it behind the net there. And they'll work it around as Bowers Trying to play it out to the left point. 3:05 to go. The puck to Phillips. Comes out of the zone. Phillips will backpedal out of his own zone here through the neutral zone. Let's go back into his own end. West up the right side. Swaney trying to chip it over the line to Bowers. He centers there between the circles. Nice defensive play there, though, knocked away by Timmins, but not out now. It's forced out of there, and it'll be play ahead by Howdeshell, who gets it all the way in.
Two former teammates, Keegan Howdeshell and Matt Hellickson, were on the ice together there. Both played for Team USA, the national team development program, over the last 2 years for the U17s and U18s, so they're meeting back up, but on different squads this time.
Right up the left wing wall here. Solo brings it across for East, but the West will come right back, and here they come ahead with it. Johnson up the right circle. Hind to slide it in front, but a nice defensive play there by Green to knock it behind him. Back behind the net it goes. They'll still battle for it. Ferraro sends it along the wall out to Hellickson at the left point. Hellickson turns, goes right to the right circle. Turned and shot there. That one knocked away as Washi gets a quick shot, looking for one more. Why not? Puck tied up along the right side. Lebeck trying to knock it down. Under 2 to play here in our second period. It's tangled up along the near side, and obviously not a whole lot of penalties, but this game has just kind of been flying by.
Not many stoppages. That's part of the reason why. Pretty flowing game, a lot of skill.
Mesner up ahead with a puck here. Wide to the left wing side with it. He gets checked into the board, sends it in off back behind the goal. Now played back along the wall. They'll try and center. That one knocked away, and the West will come away with it up the left wing side. Gets it here. Solocha sending it in. Solocha comes in. Shot and a save made. Petruzelli gets a piece of it, and now the puck will bounce all the way out of the zone. Reaching for it was Mesner. Bongiovanni gets it there, though, for the West. His pass turned over, and it's back to Carroll. Carroll up the left side. Left circle, slides it across. Shot and a kick save. Primeau stop it. Rebound. That one goes wide. And played back in the left wing corner. Just over a minute to go. East desperately looking to get on the board here. A shot for the point is blocked. Into the left wing corner. McLaughlin trying to track it down. He'll play it around back out to the left point. Carroll has it. Shot through traffic. Gets it front. McLaughlin turns and shoots. That hits the back of a teammate. Comes back to McLaughlin. He'll try again. It's blocked. And he sends it back out to the right point now. Binner ends it into the corner. 43 seconds to go. McLaughlin sending it along the wall. He has got to be gassed here, still trying to get the shot off, and now it's finally stripped away, and the West is able just to clear it all the way down. There'll be no icing. 30 seconds to go here in the second period. 3-0 is their score. Team West on top here at the Premier Center, and East is trying for one more breakout, but it's intercepted by Jack Adams of the West. He'll try and center out to the right point. St. Ivany has it. Looks to Kotkitsalo. Kotkitsalo through traffic, and it just goes wide. 11 seconds to go in the period. Back here, Limoges centers. Backhand shot blocked. Rebound in front. Adams spins. That's blocked. It'll go back into the corner here with 3 seconds to go. Tangled up. They'll try and center. That one is tipped, and that is the horn. And the period comes to a close here. 40 minutes in the books here. Some fun, but so far, at least on the scoreboard, it's all West. A 3-0 lead here, Mr. Fine, after 2 periods.
Standing out, Paul Washi, not just because of the scoring change, almost got a hat trick with an attempted snipe. And Washi, one of those players, having seen him play in Tri-City, he had been going through some offensive struggles, figuring out what line he's going to be on, just normal kinks in a young player's game. And this is the type of event we saw it last year with Team West MVP Wade Allison and Ross Colton. They were both in a little bit of droughts coming into the game, and both were sprung by this game. It can really lift your confidence and your spirits. And heck, different line mates, and we're seeing it, Jim, that some of that instant chemistry, it's just wonderful to watch. Yeah, been fun so far. Both teams, some good opportunities by the East as well, but well defended by the West here, and shots pretty even. I think 21-17 if I look correctly, and but it's been the West with the advantage. All right, we got an opportunity to go back to Matthew McGreevy. Let's listen in.
For a player interview from Team West, Matthew.
All right, we are joined right now by Jack St. Ivany of the Sioux Falls Stampede. Team West up 3-0 after 2 periods. What's going right for you guys?
We're just moving our feet, getting pucks in, and then getting shots to the net and driving it hard. It's pretty simple, and it's working out for us.
You had one of those shots in the net, and it ended up leading to a goal. What happened on the play?
I was just hopped on the ice, and the puck popped out to me, threw it at the net, and luckily someone tipped it in.
Hey, this is special to you because you are playing in Sioux Falls where you normally play. How has this experience been?
Oh, it's been incredible. Everyone has been first class, and the fans have been absolutely unbelievable. It's amazing coming out here, see all the fans really gets your adrenaline going and makes it easy to play.
Go get him in the third.
Thanks.
Jack St. Ivany of the Sioux Falls Stampede and Team West. They lead after 2.
All right, big thanks to Matthew McGreevy and David. Obviously, Jack St. Ivany Stampede player here. It's I think it's always, obviously, you're honored to play in a game like this no matter where it is. But when you're the home team, you're the host team, it's a little extra special when you get to put on that uniform and get to play in front of the hometown fans.
Especially for St. Ivany. It's his first USHL year. Matt Quercia, his first USHL year. Another one, along with Casper Cott-Consalo, all Sioux Falls Stampede players. It's just a wonderful thing that they get to represent their community as well. And Jim, you would be able to speak this more personally, that it really is, these guys here in Sioux Falls fit in so well, and this venue helps showcase their abilities, and fans come out, they get to know a little bit more about them, and then they sort of give back in the community at the end of the day.
Right on the ice now for those watching on Hockey TV, by the way, we've got the Sioux Falls Stampede sled team out there. They just newly created. The Stampede organization teamed up with Hero Sports and they put a team together here for those who are unable to play as regular stand-up hockey. Something new to the Sioux Falls community. We talk about hockey building here in Sioux Falls. This is just another avenue of that, and pretty cool to see. They're going to have official Stampede uniforms, and they just started this year, kind of created last year, practicing this year, and now even getting involved in with some games at the Shields Iceplex, which is just about 3 miles here from the Premier Center.
And that's where Sioux Falls practices, for those that don't know, the Stampede do. And just another great part of the growth of hockey. There's even programs, like Try Hockey for Free Day, things like that just continue to grow the sport, not only here in Sioux Falls, but around the United States. And it's been really great coming here and seeing the community support that specifically rallies around the Stampede team in this community.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. We're lucky here in Sioux Falls, and it's really has grown here. This is my 14th year with the team, and just to see how much hockey has caught on. Even when I first started here, I think it was still relatively new, and people didn't know a whole lot. It was still supported pretty well, but especially here at the Premier Center now, you're getting more fans. People have never been to games before, and as you know, hockey is such a sport that you just have to see it in person. And once you see it in person, it's pretty hard to go away and not having some fun.
Yeah, I remember my first hockey game that I was ever at, and then all of a sudden, you're back at another one pretty soon after that. And this game is a great way for the players, because there's a lot of individual skill out here, and you can get to see these players play. It's a minor league, almost like professional-like environment, where you see these young players play. Maybe the youngster in attendance remembers a player's name, and he remembers seeing him play in the USHL NHL Top Prospects game, and all of a sudden they're skating for, name one of the 31 NHL teams.
That's right.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas coming in. They are here tonight, too. Over 130 scouts, Las Vegas. They're busy working, getting ready for next season. That's going to be fun to see. It's fun to see these guys have the opportunity. It's going to be a lot of fun in Chicago, certainly in June, for a lot of these players. A lot of names that are going to get called there. You're hearing tonight, a lot of those names are going to be called by NHL general managers at the draft.
More than 30 players have been drafted from the USHL into the NHL in each of the last 2 years, meaning there was a record 37 back 2 years ago, and then more than 30 again last year.
All right, we're going to take time out here in a moment. In just a second, we'll go back to Dan Lund, get a quick look at that weather forecast. Dan will have some NHL scores. No USHL games, obviously, tonight, but plenty of NHL games to go through. Get you the latest sports headlines. We also have another interview coming up here as well, I believe, with Bob Fallon. We'll work on that, so we'll let you know when we've got that ready. But, Dan, we'll send it back to you here now with a quick update on the forecast, and we'll keep you posted here when we're ready to go again.
Sounds good. Thank you, gentlemen. It's 10 minutes. Prospects game. West holding a 3-goal advantage with 20 minutes left to play. As a Vikings fan, I can only smile as I read this story. Green Bay Packers receiver Geronimo Allison will appear in court later this month on misdemeanor charges of possession of marijuana in the nearby county, according to Wisconsin Circuit Court records. The court records show Allison was pulled over on September 4th, the day after he was released in final cuts and the day before he was re-signed to the Packers practice squad. Allison was eventually elevated to the roster on October the 24th. Allison, who is 22, was cited for speeding, going 11 miles over the posted speed limit, and paid a $200 fine, court records showed. So I shouldn't make, I'm not making fun necessarily, because obviously if you are or are not a Vikings fan, you do realize that the Vikings have done horribly worse things than that. But in any event, according to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, which first reported the charge, police smelled marijuana coming from his rental car and found cigars that later tested positive for marijuana. The marijuana charge was added on December 15th, and he had his initial court appearance scheduled for January 23rd, according to the Circuit Court website. The Packers are aware of the matter involving Geronimo Allison, the team said in a statement to ESPN.com. Because this is an ongoing legal matter, we will refrain from making any further comments. Other NFL news. Le'Veon Bell says that he is what Steph Curry is to basketball. You heard me right. Le'Veon Bell believes his patient approach to playing running back will change the NFL, similar to how Stephen Curry changed the way basketball is played in the NBA. I think I'm changing the game, the Pittsburgh Steelers running back told the Bleacher Report. In that sense, I'm what Steph Curry is to basketball. Don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think Steph Curry is the best basketball player, but he changed the game, so he's going to always go down as it being remembered. Now, where everyone wants to shoot the three and shoot it from deep. Bell has a very patient running style that requires his offensive linemen to hold their blocks before he attacks a hole, usually for a big gain. He says he expects young running backs to try and copy his style. He recently described that style to ESPN's Jerome Bettis, telling the former Steelers great that he looks off linebackers to bait them into the gap he doesn't want to hit before cutting back. I watched the linebacker, but I'm going to look at him. I don't even want him to know that I see him, Bell said. Draymond Green, Curry's teammate on the Golden State Warriors, played pickup basketball with Bell when both were athletes at Michigan State. He believes Bell's comparison to Curry has merit. Quote, that patience he has as a runner has never been seen before, Green told the Bleacher Report. You had Barry Sanders, who shook you out of your socks. Quick as grease, you had the bus and his power running. You have this super fast runner, but a runner with the patience he has, I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen that. He's a special runner who's definitely transcending the game, and it's fun to watch, end quote. It's 3 minutes after 9. You're listening to the Top Prospects game on Kello News Talk. with Jim Olander. He kind of hogs the mic, so I'll send it back to you if that's all right, and you can just take the game from here. Is that all right?
I don't think that's very fair, and I think you're taking away credit. I'm curious, what was the middle name that you were assigning Jim? I think that should be the real talking point for someone that might be. I'm sure it's an inside joke that I missed somewhere. Oh, and how long have you been doing this, Jim?
This is year number 14. Some watching or listening may think it's year 1, but sadly it's 14 years.
Actually, David, Tiberius comes from a show which you're probably way too young to even remember, Star Trek. That was Captain Kirk's middle name, and so Jim has just gotten that throughout the years. But he must have paid you off because you almost paid him a compliment.
That's a half compliment.
Yeah.
So
take what I can get.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, that's thank you, Dan. Now David knows what I deal with every game. So
but I thought I'd give him
we appreciate it. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Getting ready here for period number 3, brought to you by our friends from Workplace IT Management. Give the evolved approach a chance. Visit them online at workplace-it.com. That's workplace-it.com. Here we go, final period, 3-0 West. We'll see what can happen here. Period number 3. East still trying to get on the board, but so far shots are 21-17 in favor of the West, but they've got also the 3-0 lead as the West will control the puck out of the zone and up ahead. A good serve brings it over the line. Left wing wall, Bowers towards the net, drops it back into the slot, firing. Ferraro shot off the glove and into the corner there. A little trouble there. Petruzelli just got enough of it though. Now the puck comes free and Dewar's got it out there for the East. Dewar up ahead for McManus. Back to Dewar. Shot kick save made there by Primeau. Goes back behind the net. And to Swaney along the right wing wall. Trying to backhand. Gets it ahead. And here comes the West once again. Shane Bowers over the line. The Waterloo Blackhawk fires and he just missed the corner of the net there. Johnson lets it go. St. Ivany picks it up. Here's St. Ivany into the right wing wall. Lays it back, looking for Johnson in the right circle. He tries to turn in center. That one's knocked down. It'll come back to Timmins, and a collision there with Kotkaniemi, and the puck goes back behind the net.
Interesting pace to begin the first minute of the third as you sort of go back and forth a little bit, and a good save in particular by Petruzelli earlier.
They'll play up the left wing wall and send it all the way down. Petruzelli plays it off the wall all the way out. It'll bounce and it goes into the hands of Howdeshell, but he goes cross ice. That one knocked down, and again, Team East just seems a little off right now as it's picked back up by the East and ahead. Green up over the line. Left wing wall here. Howdeshell takes it back behind the net. Trying to wrap around. That one knocked away, and it's picked back up here by the West, who gets just enough to get it out of the zone. 2 goals in the first period for the West and then 1 in the second. That's where we stand right now. West looking here. Next goal going to be a big one and looking to run away with it here. As they play on the right side, centering attempt. Goes into the off the skate there of Dvorny. Back out to the right point. Into the right corner, into the hands of Jack Adams. He takes it behind the net, centers. The pass just off the mark, intercepted nicely by Binner. And Alexis Binner's out to center with it to John Leonard of Green Bay. He brings it across just a hair. Offside with 17:45 to go here in the third.
Love John Leonard, such a talented forward for the Green Bay Gamblers. Was certainly one of those players to watch, and you get to see, even though he's playing in Green Bay and making a great impact in the community there, there's often players in this league that'll say, they want to go home for college. Well, he's from Amherst, Massachusetts, so commit to the Minutemen. UMass Amherst for Leonard, who's on NHL draft radars.
Off the wall here, Brickley trying to knock it down on the right side, and it goes back here off behind the net. Centering attempt is poke checked into the right wing corner. East had a roll away there by Wiebeck. It'll be played off the wall and played back cross ice here. Limoges trying to get after the puck into the left wing corner. Brickley picks it up, centers it off the wall and sends it all the way down. Back to Ferraro. The Des Moines Buccaneers over the line. Mesner stops it there for the East, though, and they'll control back here. Burgess centers. That one intercepted there, and Adams got a shot off. Bongiovanni gets it back out to the right point. Shot by Hellickson is blocked. Goes back along the left wing wall. Carroll has it knocked down and picked back by the East here as they'll try to get it out of the zone. That one knocked away. Back into the corner. Mesner again into the right wing wall. Out to the right point, Hellickson has it for the West, goes back into the corner. East on top of it. Webeck just plays it behind the goal.
I so enjoy watching Jack Adams of the Fargo Force. He's so large, he's just below 6'6", and to see him as the league's leading goal scorer, there's just something fun about that, the big goal scorer.
16:25 to go here in the third. 3-0 is our score. West is on top of the East here. Face-off draw will be in the offensive zone for the East, and for the East still some time, but they want to get something going here if they want to make a comeback.
And Walker Doors played a strong game, member of the Chicago Steel, Minnesota State Mankato commit, gets the call right on the ice for East trying to change it.
On the line, Bowers has it on the right wing side, sends it to the corner, off back behind the net. Left wing wall, drops it, Kotkonsalo takes behind the net, looking to wrap, right circle, turns, it's the side of the goal. Goes back behind the West net. Swaney pinned along the boards, trying to kick it free. Chips it here back out to Kotkonsalo, right to St. Ivany. He'll get a shot deflected there, and a save made. It goes off into the right wing corner. It's backhanded ahead. Look out, here comes Walker Dewar up the right wing wall for the East. Into the right wing corner. Off back behind the net, looking to spin at center. Has it along the left wing wall. Eyed up here. He tries to center that one. It's knocked away and picked back out through center. With 15:33 to go in the third period. Green over the line for the East shot, and that one sticked away by Primeau. Goes into the corner off the wall, and it's tipped. That one hits the bench with 15:25 to go here in the third. 3-0 score.
You know, one of the interesting things about this game, Jim, is that a guy like Jack St. Ivany, who had that point shot a minute ago, from one of those, you'd call it almost a non-traditional hockey market, but I think that term has become a little bit elusive and almost outdated. Look at the #1 overall NHL draft pick this past year, and USHL alum Austin Matthews from Arizona.
Yeah, it's definitely over the last 10-15 years has changed a lot. You're seeing a lot more. Here's a shot and a save made as Petruzelli has to fall on and gain the whistle. Timeout here on the ice. We'll take one as well. We're back at 60 seconds. 3-0 West. This is the Top Prospects game. .9. 15:15 to go, third period. Welcome back to the Premier Center. Jim Olander alongside David Fine and Matthew McGreevy chatting with the refs down ice side. And there's a stoppage of 15:07 to go here in period number 3. And, well, David, we're not quite to that point yet, but we're close. You got to start thinking about MVPs. There's going to be one from each team. West may be a little easier right now to pick than East.
2 goals for Paul Washy, centerman, who just won another faceoff in the zone. He has been sprung out of a cannon tonight. He had a deflection goal and then another sort of dirty area goal right around the slot. Jim, who do you have on the East?
Well, it's, there's been some solid performances. Obviously, no goals. I think you got to look at Keith Petruzelli and what he's done so far. 9 saves since he's come in, kind of settled things down and has looked good. There's a save there by Primeau. So right now I'd give the early edge to him, but we still got, exciting thing is there's 14:44 left and a lot of things can change.
Last year, you remember Ross Colton, he got this hat trick and it happened in the third period. That's something to look forward to as well.
A lot of game left here to go. We're still 14 just early in here in the third. And the East has been buzzing a little bit more here of late. Rogers has it here in the high slot. Goes wide to the left side inside the left circle. Little risker there. It's blocked. And Picked back up by the West. There's been some great defense by the West here as well. East too, but West specifically here. They've been diving in front of some pucks, blocking a lot of shots tonight too. We'll head downstairs in just a moment here. 14:26 to go here in the third period. A 3-0 score. Let's check in with Matthew McGreevy.
Hey guys, well back in the first, Dave Allison was all over the guys. He wasn't running the mouth in a bad way, but he was communicating a lot, and he's kind of quieted down a little bit. Well, just about a minute ago, referee Jonathan Sigarski comes over to the bench. He says, Dave, are you okay? Haven't heard you all night. Dave's laughing. He points to Jay Verde. He says, I defer.
Like that. That's a little bit more of a relaxed coach in this game for everyone. That's one thing that I think coaches like about this. There's not quite the pressure of the performance here, and the refs probably like it too. They're not getting yelled at as much.
Right, and especially with Allison, the joke was made yesterday that if the Des Moines Buccaneers are in the near the top of the Western Conference, they have to find a way to get Dave Allison into this event every year. He's such a fun guy to talk to. The only current coach in the USHL that has coached in the NHL. He did it back 20 years ago with the Ottawa Senators. By the way, his assistants, one of them was Pierre Maguire.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. 13:23 to go. Third period, 3-0 is their score here. Favor of Team West as Limoges puts some pressure on here in the offensive zone. Behind the net centers, Bongiovanni gets a shot there. Took a stick to the face too, but it cleared back out here. And still kind of quiet on the ice here with the players. Not a whole lot of talking we're picking up here either from our ice mic. Guys are kind of settling in here and also maybe a little more aware of their surroundings here now that we're in the third period. And you can tell by some of the passes being a little bit crisper here as the night has gone on as well.
Especially because of the big venue and you have the mic right down near the penalty box. But the players taking in this venue, they just love it so much. For a bunch of the East players, this is their first time playing here.
McLaughlin plays it ahead here, trying to squirt the D there, gets it, splits into the right wing corner, gets it to Dewar. He tries to turn it center. Phillips knocks that down, has it tied up. Played back here, centering. That one knocked away, goes back into the corner. Played along the right wing wall. And ahead, here comes Team West once again. Swaney over the line, got a stick in his skate, still able to kick it free. The puck, it bounces away though, and now it's cleared out of the zone. And ahead, here's Dewar. He's got a 2-on-1 if he hurries. Dewar on the right side, trying to center. Intended there for McManus, but it's swept away. Kept in the zone momentarily. Now the West with it here. With just under now 12 minutes to go in regulation time. 3-0. West on top. Here's Swaney weaving his way through traffic. Comes into the left circle. Cuts into the slot. Right circle. Turns and shoots. And how many times have we seen that move before? That one just a hair off. A lot of times those go into the back of the net.
He's led his respective club, whoever it's been, in scoring over the last 2 years, Swaney. He had 50 points, 30 goals for Waterloo last year on their terrific run to the conference final.
Puck tied up along the left wing wall. Collision there by the East, and Sirota trying to play it off the wall. They will get it ahead into the hands of Timmins. Jordan Timmins of the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders ahead. Off the right wing wall, trying to drop it back into the right wing corner. Flips it back behind the goal. Swung around to the far wall, and it's kept back in here. Howdeshell plays it off the boards and sends it along the wall to the far left wing boards for the West. Collision there as the Stampede trying to knock it down. It's tangled up. It'll go off behind the net. Wrap around try here. For the East, Arack gets it back out to Binner. He'll come to the high slot. Sirota's shot goes wide. Rebound behind the net. Howdeshell. Wrap around. Howdeshell stopped by Primeau. Rebound bouncing it rolled off the stick of Timmins. He gets it back, turns and shoots, and that's wide of the goal. Off the boards and just comes out of the zone.
Jordan Timmins with the little impression there after the wraparound by Howdeshell. That was spectacular.
Stop there, and 10:37 to go here in the third period. 3-0 is our score. Workplace IT Management, third period. Give the Evolved approach a chance. You can visit them online at workplace-it.com. That's workplace-it.com. It's a face-off here to the left of the goaltender Primeau. Let's go downstairs to Matthew McGreevy.
Guys, Alex Limoges standing next to me. I said to him, who's standing out for you right now? And he said, all the guys in black. But he also says he's having a lot of chemistry with Wyatt Bongiovanni and Jack Adams. Jack Adams, obviously leading goal scorer out of the Fargo Force. He says, just wins all the battles, makes it easy to play with.
All right, thanks to Matthew McGreevy there down ice side right next to the bench, getting a real good feel for the game here. And with 10:17 to go, starting to wind down.
He's been chatting away with Alex Limoges the last few minutes, too. Talk about on-ice chemistry.
Yeah.
How about bench chemistry?
I don't know what it is with Matthew McGreevy, and even though he's the Lincoln Stars broadcaster, what it is with Tri-City players, but he tends to bond with them well during these prospect games.
He's been bonding with all the players. I'm surprised he hasn't been getting a couple meals with them in between.
Well, but now that we see Brandon Anderson taking photos down there. Let's be honest. I think he's trying to get in some of the photos here and try and get some of those glamour shots to send out. Under 10 to go now in regulation. It's 3-0. Shots are 27-22 in favor of the West. The West controls. St. Ivany laying it ahead and gets it into the hands of Dvorny. Up the right wing wall they'll come. Centering attempt, Quercia was sliding in there, just missed it. The Stampede forward. Moyle picks it up for the East zone. He'll get just enough here to get it out of the zone. Now's time where you kind of got to dig deep here. Guys getting tired here. It's been a long week, although not a lot of on-ice stuff necessarily, but travel and playing games on the weekend kind of takes your toll. And now's the gut check time here in your final 9 minutes of the game.
Keep in mind, this is not really a break for these players.
Right.
There's no such thing as an all-star or a top prospects break. These players just played, in some cases, 2 games over the weekend.
Here in the right circle, centering attempt. It'll come back to the high slot, and what a tremendous save. Petruzelli gets the glove out and makes a nice stab there. 9:04 to go here in the third. Timeout on the ice. We will take one as well. We're back in 60 seconds. This is the Top Prospects game.
Kello, News Talk 1320, 107.9.
Back here at the Premier Center, 3-0 Team West. We're going to go back onto the bench here with Matthew McGreevy, with Dave Allison, assistant coach of Team West.
Hey, I'm with Dave Allison right now on the Team West bench. Dave, you were talking to Isaac Johnson a lot early in this game. What did you say, and what are your thoughts on his play?
Hey, I mean, I think the black team is really playing well. I mean, I think that we've got guys that are working hard and making plays, but hey, man, you got to like your own guys. You got to like Barrio, you got to like Isaac.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you there, Matthew McGreevy, with Dave Allison, of course, head coach of the Des Moines Buccaneers, serving as assistant coach here with Jay Varaday and Brian Kaufman on Team West bench here. And 8:20 to go, and yeah, he's got a lot to be happy with. Right from the get-go tonight, it's looked good here for Team West. They were ready to play and have looked solid all night.
And the thing I'm looking forward to is, should East make a little bit of a mini comeback, who's that player that sort of steps up? Because again, this being a showcase event, a scouting event, and a way to showcase the top 40 draft eligible players, if there's a player that continues to really grind out there on East, maybe he scores a goal, maybe he gets in a good assist, a good defensive play, that's something that the scouts are certainly looking for. That 130 in attendance here tonight, Jim.
Played here along the right wing wall, under 8 to go as Team West will send it in. Sirota trying to knock it down for the East, but it's kept in along the wall. Goodsir trying to play to the right point. St. Ivany through traffic, shot, glove. Petruzelli getting a glove on that one to knock it down. Again, he had that nice glove save we didn't really get to talk about as we had to go right to break, but what a nice snag he had right before the timeout.
I think you were spot on with your assessment of him earlier.
Here's a centering attempt. Petruzelli watches it go wide. Cotkensalo in the corner. Dewar picks it up now. Centering attempt, and Cotkensalo has it here. Or excuse me, the East has it now as they'll bring it out as McLaughlin plays it through center. And it's slid across here to the far wall. Reaching for it was Kotkett-Solid all the way back in. St. Ivany will play. 7:13 to go. Time running down here, and it's been a quick game tonight.
Petruzelli, Quinnipiac commit, 6'5", almost 6'6" in net.
A shot that goes just wide. Size will help, that's for sure. And again, we mentioned it early in the game, but haven't touched here since. There's another save by Petruzelli. 4 B-rated goaltenders. And talking to Dan Meyer from NHL Central Scouting, he was just said that's such a big deal that he hadn't seen that in a long time, especially from one league, and was really impressed with the goaltending we have here in the USHL.
I think the goaltending all around, Jim, is just so impressive in the league. There are players that are not in this game that might be as strong of goaltenders as the ones in this game. Mattis Kivlenix comes to mind. For Sioux City, he's been spectacular. Joseph Kornar, these are international goalies as well. We've seen one of them tonight, Maksim Zhukov.
Another save by Petruzelli, a rebound there. Shot by Dvorny goes just wide. And again, he continues to play well as he's been solid. He's got now 17 saves since he's come in. On the other side, Dayton Rasmussen had 14 saves. Primeau has 9 saves, and they're combining right now to keep a team east off the board. 6:24 to go in our workplace IT management here, third period. 3-0 West. And they're just kind of waiting for something on the east side to happen here, somebody to squeak through and make something happen.
Petruzelli continues to impress, though. Another save, that time on Bungiovanni. He's really made a name for himself, and you can in this type of event because, heck, if this was a normal Friday or Saturday, you'd be saying maybe the team in front of him, oh, it's just a little bit of an off night, but he's really, really been great for East and just controlling the play, settling things down. His movement's been great. It's fun to watch. It's great when a goaltender is stonewalling and he still hasn't allowed a goal.
Petruzelli 11-6 on the year, the 2.58 goals against and a 9.12 save percentage for Muskegon, already committed to Quinnipiac. And shining here tonight, we talk about there's always a couple of guys that kind of step up and really shine. Well, certainly he's got to be turning the attention, and extra important for goaltenders, as we've talked, it's just, you know, you only got 2 on a team. It's a lot more difficult as a goaltender than any other position to get noticed and have an opportunity. And you're going to see 4 guys here with a real good shot at getting drafted here come June.
I think especially the folks that you talk about Cayden Primeau hasn't necessarily seen a lot of work in the marvelous play.
Great shot just goes wide.
Yeah, he pitched 2 shutouts at the World Junior A Championship. That was his coming out event. And for goalies, you mentioned it, that if there's a couple impressive saves in a row, a good stretch of play, that can be what can shift a mind as, heck, this guy could be the real deal. The consistency will come for these young goaltenders and their draft eligibility.
Well, it is certainly in this league too. Most teams so deep this year with 2 solid goaltenders that you see, I think, improved play because there's so much pressure that the guy knows that if I don't have a good night or I don't make the most of my opportunity, it might be a while before I get another chance.
USHL has very much, Jim, become a goaltender league, and it's great to see. You have to have a niche, you know. You have to have a way to stand out. If you're the USHL, it's the college route that makes this league so effective. That's a way to stand out, and the tremendous perks it gives you to go play at an NCAA Division I institution for 4 years that get your degree, but also then if you can become a special league in terms of the number of players, have that brand, it's even more impressive.
Now down to under 5 minutes to go in the hockey game. Still a 3-0 lead for West. Giovanni will play it up the right wing wall here. We'll have the awards presentation here after the game on Kello News Talk 1320, as well as right here on Hockey TV. We thank you for tuning in. You can catch all the USHL games on Hockey TV throughout the course of the season. Those of you also watching Hockey TV on USHL.com as a puck played here. And up the right wing wall for Team West is Bowers. The right side. Sends it into the right wing corner. Collision there, knocked down by Team East. Raj just plays it ahead, and they'll play it ahead to McManus. The Chicago Steel Forward trying to bring it across there. That one bumped off the puck and it's knocked away. It'll go back into the corner. Off behind the net of Primeau and play to the left side to Swaney. Goes cross ice, was looking for Bowers. That's knocked down and picked back up here. McManus has it again. Right side, nice little pass to the right circle. McLaughlin trying to get a shot there, knocked down. Played by Bricky trying to keep it in. St. Ivany there for the West. Has it and sends it back behind the net. They'll hold on to it here. St. Ivany has it poke checked away and back into the corner. Back along the wall. Swaney has it here. Off the boards, up the left wing side, and sends it all the way down to Goodser. And there is an icing call, 3:28 to go in the third period.
You know, Jim, so many people make this event so special. A big thanks to NHL Sirius XM Radio. Rob Simpson and Gord Stellick hosted their morning show this morning, focusing on the top prospects game, and will be hosting interviews again Wednesday following the game tonight. Thank you to all the writers tweeting along tonight and covering the game for the USHL as we have a timeout here for Team White. Adam Kimmelman later this week, Mike Morial, and also Sportsnet's Jeff Marek, TSN's Craig Button, the Hockey News' Ryan Kennedy, and ESPN's Corey Pronman. Everyone who covers the USHL regularly and its top NHL draft prospects, helping to make this game continue to grow it in the United States Hockey League.
Take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll have the conclusion of this one when we return. This is the USHL Top Prospects game. Back here at the Premier Center, Jim Olander alongside David Fine. 3:28 to go. David, your thoughts here in the last few minutes?
Well, if you're talking stats and what this could potentially mean, 2-1 was we'll call it the lowest scoring game in USHL NHL Top Prospects game history. The 2-1 final back in 2013, Team West defeated Team East. And this game, there's only been 3 combined goals as well.
We got a pulled goaltender here, so if you don't think the coaches want to win, exhibition or not, it's 3-0. They're down by 3, and Petruzelli's been pulled for an extra attacker to try and get something going for the East.
Why not? Why not? And why not? You don't necessarily have the chemistry that you might have if you were going 6-on-5 with some of your other teammates, but a chance to hop back out there, and Petruzelli, because the face-off's to neutralize, heck, it's a 10-second trick only, Jim, I suppose. But then we'll probably bring him right back out, standing at the top of the hash marks, playing a little bit of protection.
No doubt, you got to be smart about it. It'll be played here on the left side. Prince will send it in. We'll watch here. Petruzelli getting ready to lead, but Mikey Anderson from Waterloo holds onto the puck, and West continues to control. Now they send it down, and they're going to call icing here, so that'll send him to the bench with 2:59 to go in the third.
Just to state again, Keith Petruzelli, who's been marvelous tonight. You might look at the scoreboard and say how, why, but Petruzelli with the 17 saves in cage and 16 saves in cage, should say. It's been just, I beg your pardon, 19 saves for Petruzelli. Wow. Just a marvelous outing for Petruzelli.
Well, I think there's your East MVP unless something happens here in the last 3 minutes. Sirota, and it could. Here's a shot that's blocked. Picked up, banked off the wall there by Prince, sent out of the zone. 2:40 to go here in this one. No goaltender. Empty net for Team East. They want to try and get one here for the end of the contest, but West controlling. Now East will get it back in their own end. They're just going to try and set up Sirota. Up the right side, looks there, McManus tips it in. Oil giving chase in, or will just run right into the goaltender. Primeau just has to fall on it, gain the whistle. 2:21 to go, and now they'll try and get another offensive draw.
And we mentioned for Petruzelli, probably your Team East MVP at this point. For me, it probably is, it almost has to be, you think, Washy for West, scoring 2 goals and pressing tonight. He's been a little quieter here in the third period, but nonetheless, there's that big old empty net on the other side. So,
well, if you don't think they don't notice that, you're kidding yourself. No matter, yeah, empty net or not, knowing it all goes into the scorebook the same. They're all looking at that right now. Tied up in the right wing corner for the East, down to 2:10 to go. Off behind the net pin. West doing a great job defensively here, just kind of holding on to the puck. McLaughlin has it for the East, trying to get it to the point. It's intercepted by Quercia. He gets it to the left side, and here's Quercia coming in. Empty net, and he scores! Matthew Quercia puts it in. An empty netter for the Sioux Falls Stampede forward. And a big credit there to Camille Salocha, because he was very unselfish there. Saw the hometown kid, or the home team kid, and fed it to him there for the goal. Could have scored himself as well.
Brings the crowd to their feet, gives them something to go home and smile about, that the Sioux Falls players have contributed in this, their home rink. Also, Jack St. Ivany getting a point earlier in the game, and perhaps that is the proverbial icing on the cake that we have been waiting for.
An empty net goal
by number 19, Matt Quercia. Quercia unassisted on the empty net goal, 18:06 of the third.
And I know his family here tonight as well, so special moment for them. Down to the final 90 seconds of the 2017 USHL NHL Top Prospects game, as the puck is played here. Through center, and now Limoges gets it over for Team West again on the right side. Shot, Petruzelli watches it go left side for Phillips. He'll go back out to the right point to St. Ivany. He'll center, tip there. Limoges was trying to tip it, just jumped off his stick, and now it'll be cleared out of the zone. Phillips gloves down, and we are down to the final 60 seconds here of this one.
1 minute.
Off back behind the net for Team East. Rajas up the middle of the ice, gets the center. Oh, it takes a little bounce. And ahead here to McManus, left circle, diving in, centers it just off the mark. Picked up here by West again, and they'll come ahead with it. Ahead, over the line, left side, shot. That one just goes wide. That was Washi trying to get that hat trick. Has it tangled up here into the right circle, centering for Swaney. He'll play it back out to Anderson. His shot is blocked, 30 seconds to go. And now it's played by Dewar up the right wing wall. Team East with a little break. Dewar up ahead trying to center, gets it here in front, and that one rolled right off the stick there of Green. And 18 seconds to go. West one more time down. Here comes Washi looking for that hat trick. Has it tied up on the right side. Into the right circle. Washi in the right corner. They're trying to feed it to him. Can't get it now. Ahead McManus to Dewar. 7 seconds to go. Dewar looking to get one here. A save. He runs into the goaltender. And Primeau still holds on, and he would have liked to get one, trying to get one there for the